Crystal Edge Technology screens. And we got to come up with a name, man, for this whole company. I'm just trying to figure out a name that's going to involve our cardboard builds and our gaming screen paint. And I'm really like kind of baffled. I got to pray and put this in God's hands. It gave me some interesting ideas to beat around with, but just haven't figured it out. I think this cardboard PC cases is definitely going to be a thing for us because again, I like this stuff, man. There's just so much stuff we can do with this stuff. It's unbelievable how many cases we can build with this. It's going to be absolutely madness, but we can build so much with it, so much. And on top of that, it basically is fantastic for the community. My Facebook page is jumping over. I put some advertising for Black Friday over there. The Facebook page is jumping. Oh, sorry, I'm answering customers on the Facebook page, but man, so I'm in Family Dollar looking for scissors, which I cannot find. And in Family Dollar, I find this paint, which I go want to get this at over at Amazon for how many ounces is this, by the way? Anyway, this is 4 ounces. 4 ounces. This is 2 ounces. This is 4 ounces. I wonder how well that paints down. So anyway, it's acrylic rich. It's black, right? Yeah, it is black. Black paint. And I've just got finished paying freaking dollar something for some orange paint that I need for the case I got to build over there because I want to paint it all orange. But anyway, yeah, I got it for $1.25. So if this stuff paints down pretty good, I'm gonna go pick up the orange, which I could have picked it up when I was in there, but I don't know. I just want to see what's going on with this, how this is going to work out. All right, let me go on Facebook real quick. Awesome. People are acknowledging the Cyber Monday and Black Friday sale. It's not for you, man. Every time I ball up a bag, you think it's treats. I give you treats pretty much all day. So yeah, that container $1.25. I gotta paint this whole PC black before we put the art design on. So I need it, but I want to see how it paints out. If it paints out well, I'm gonna go down and get that orange because I got a PC to build over there, and that's just going to be so much easier. If this stuff paints down the way I think it does, I am good to go. Taco, always wrong place, wrong time. Why? It's like that. Always wrong place, wrong time. Hey, buddy, how you doing? What you up to? Well, we're gonna give me love. And so, here's some dangerous lovings. So yeah, I'm curious about this, man. Because man, I gotta really start looking around more. I really just don't. Sometimes I focus on something, I just really don't. I pay attention to my surroundings. Yes, I do. But still, sometimes I just don't focus on certain things. And that thing was sitting there staring me right in the face. I'm like, man, every time I went up that aisle, it was probably staring me right in the face. And I could have been buying my paint over there instead of buying it on Amazon. Well, you can't get every color over there. You get the basics. But I'm gonna see how this stuff works. It should work well. Just give me a nice. Oh, it's kind of thick. Thick. It's very thick. But that's kind of good because then it means it covers well. Taco, you a small piece of leather. So well put together. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Yeah, it does. It has good coverage. Good coverage. I can tell from the first time that I put it on. It's got good coverage. On top of it's nice and thick. It's covering over the box. It's nice. Oh, yeah. This is actually really good. And if you've been painting for a while, you will know good paint. When you get your hands on it, this is actually really good. I'm going to go down back and get that orange. Definitely going to go back down and get that orange. That went down nicely. It's really thick. It has good coverage. Yeah, I'm going to go back and get the orange. Because I got a case over there I got to paint orange. We're going to build it first, but I got a case from paint orange. Man, this is really good. Oh, this is good. I could have got. I could have been buying this. So I got to start looking around at my surroundings more often. It was right there staring me in the face, like, wait, we got paint over there. Got it on the red. We're not worried about that because that has to be basically repainted. All this is going to have all the edges. It's going to have a nice kind of glow in the dark pattern design on it. You'll see it when I get done with it. The same way I did the other PC where I had that kind of like weird kind of design. It's going to have the same thing all the way around it. We need to just cover it black first, and then once we cover it black, then we're going to put that pattern design all over it. So it's going to be pretty cool. So it's going to have a neon design, but I need that background to be black first. But man, this stuff is really good. I'm happy with it. Let me pour some of this out. I'm going to go back and grab that orange. Because I got a PC over there I'm building this orange. Just something I put together spirit at the moment. Looking for new different styles. Man, it's painting something real nicely. I like it. It's nice. This is a good paint. Definitely good paint. Oh, get that power supply out of there. Because we got a bit of power supply. So in the power supply, we're going to do something called a dry brush, which I did over here for my other system. I would like to set this down, but Top was right behind me, and he feels the need to rub his face on it. So I'm going to put it over here. Hey, Tackle, how you doing? Right behind me. I got to get you a chair so you can sit right next to me. So what you doing, dear old dad? I'm doing some painting right now. And it covers up nicely, man. Nice cover job it does. I'm with the dog, dear old dad. Dear old dad. Man, I'm getting all my art supplies from over there, right there, local. On top, I can't get all the crazy colors I want, but I can get the main colors I needed from out of there. And the black was the hardest to get because every time I kept putting the black in my shopping cart over at freaking Family Dollar, at Amazon, they kept taking it back out, saying we don't got it anymore. How fast is this stuff selling? What are you using it for? It literally came out of my cart that fast. I forgot to go to the post office and get some stuff too. I know some people want to believe that we're giving up our screen paint. No way in the world is that going to happen. My stuff is going to be contracted in the next couple of months, so no, we're not giving that up. Nope. As a matter of fact, I'm developing more as we speak. Got a silver technology coming out, and I got a new ultra black, which I got to build a page today. I'm still got a show page on it. So no. We just getting started. I got certified as a conquer at the end of the day. I got my sights set on several high-end certified screens. I got this demonstration I'm going to start doing demonstrations on budget projectors. And that new silver coating we got, oh man, you got one of those WeMax projectors, will make that thing look amazing. So we got a lot of plans. Man, this stuff coats really good. Oh, I'm going to go back and get some more. I'm going to get some more. $1.25, 4 ounces. And I get over here at Amazon, oh, $1.25 too. At around only 2 ounces. And we get 4 over there. And the coat is nice. It coats nicely. Sorry about that. It coats real nicely. So, and there's people that want me to step out the game. We're not stepping out the game. We got too much to do. Too much to do. I want to see my my whatchamacallit screen. That screen we're going to be developing called the Phoenix. Because I want one for myself. Anytime he says developing stuff, I want it for myself. I want one for myself. I'm getting one for myself. So, I'm definitely. We have reestablished free worldwide shipping. So it's in there. We got to figure a way how to do it with. Oh, I forgot. We did figure a way how we're going to do that. We got that cinematic paint coming out for overseas. And it's a package. It's actually a package. Comes with a screen. Comes with LED lights and everything. I like giving away free stuff at the end of the day because that's one less thing you got to think about. That's one less thing you got to think about. Most people that are building a screen are trying to figure out what to paint it to. That's what they're thinking about. It makes it so much easier if you already got the surface right there to help you paint it in. And then blackout cloth. You know how sometimes difficult it is just to get blackout cloth? I know, I went down that road before. The blackout cloth can be a headache because you don't know where to go, who to buy from, and most people, they want to charge you a whole lot of money for that blackout cloth. Like $80, $40 for some blackout cloth. One place I saw, I'm not going to mention the name, but one place I saw where they charge you about $40 if they fold it. $80 if they give it to you on a roll. Not going to understand, maybe, you fold it up, it's cheaper. But you're talking about a screen at 100 inches. It's only 4 feet high. It don't cost that much to ship one over, and the lightweight too on top of that. Charge you $80 just because it's on the roll. So that I give it away for free, and it just basically cuts down on trying to figure out where you're going to paint it to. Some people who rent, they don't have that permission slip to paint on the walls. I know how you feel. I went through the same thing here. Well, I had the permission slip here to paint. I don't want to do it. No, we can't paint here. It's wallpaper in here. Literally can't paint in here at all, period. It'd be a problem. How are we going to basically paint back over and put it back in the original state if it's wallpaper printed? Yeah, when I first came, I was like, oh, man. I like the lighting in here, but the other part was like, oh, great goodness. We're not going to be able to put a screen in here. So, figured it out. We did the cardboard system, worked out just fine. So this is our fan. Real quick, get this off of there. Gee whiz, can we just paint it this? There's the fan right there. Came out quite nicely, but that's all going to go in the dark. We have to do a Minecraft one. We have to. We're building with boxes at the end of the day. We have to do a Minecraft PC build. With Steve! We have to do one. Do a Minecraft one. Oh, what is in the ocean, under the sea? How many people screamed that one when that came on? SpongeBob SquarePants. I tell you, my favorite show of all time, Ed, and Eddie. That's my favorite. I love Ed and Eddie. Dexter's Laboratory, but Ed, and Eddie was actually my favorite. Where did I put that piece? That was over there. Man, look how smooth that goes on. And this is $1.25. I'm going back up to get more. Like I said, they don't have all the colors there. They got the basics, which is orange, blue, red, yellow. But still, oh shit! Don't get your the orange is what I need. So I was looking for orange. I need a lot of it because that right there is a piece I'm about to put together. And Amazon wanted a bit too much for it, especially for a little bottle. And I saw it right over there staring me in the face. I said, oh, goodness gracious, we got to go grab that. Coverage is really good. It's really good. Let me stand up for this. Now, is it going to be all black? This right now, yeah. Then we're going to keep all this red. But the art we're going to put on it is going to change the color of it anyway. Because it's going to have a glow-in-the-dark design to it. I need for all this to glow, especially under those RGBs. Anyway, every game show, the guy's name is Chuck. Tell them what they win, Chuck. You win a brand new car. You ever watch like the old versions, one of the old TV game show, and you watch the stuff they win? Like, you wouldn't even be caught dead with some of those kitchens, but those into that retro stuff, those retro kitchens are hot though. They are. Bet you $100 some refrigerators are still running. Them old refrigerators back in the day, they are still running compared to the refrigerators today. Bump into it, it stopped working. Leak water all over the floor. Why do the warranties always expire? Right after you have it for like 2 years warranty just shots out on it. I bought an old, when we were over, when I first got my first place, my first house I rented. I never forget that it didn't come with a refrigerator, which it should have. It was supposed to come with a refrigerator. And it didn't come with a refrigerator. And I said, well, I guess we got to go buy one. And consider the fact that I depleted my funds getting the house and everything we had to buy for it. So I had $200 left in my pocket to go get this refrigerator. I'll show you how amazing God is. So I went through Craigslist looking for a refrigerator. Because usually I just bought it brand new, but we didn't have the money for that right now. We just depleted our funds on everything else. So I contacted a couple of places, and the Lord directed me to this one guy. I called my buddy up and said, yo, I need a lift. Drove me down to get this refrigerator. He had it plugged in outside. It was a heat wave that day. It was plugged in outside, and you could feel the cold air pushing off this thing. It was an old refrigerator. You could feel the cold air coming off this thing. And when I came over, I looked at it, I said, man, this is perfect. This is what I want. Perfect. Lord blessed us to go in that direction and find this refrigerator. And the guy was like, look, because the guy was this is the first guy came and was trying to lowball me. He was trying to get it for 25. He said, I only can let it go for 100. Man, I was so happy. I said, man, I'm going to give you 200 for it. Because you give where that could have been a blessing for him at the end of the day. He could have needed 200. And you gave him 200. And you need a refrigerator that you know darn well going to cost you more than $200. And he'd have been a blessing for you. So I give credit. What the Lord told me to do, credit to give him 200. I gave him 200. People will gripe about money, about give it. The Lord says give it, give it. Because he can always give you more. He can always take care of you. You're taken care of already. You don't worry about that. So that's my last right there at the end of the day. I don't care. The Lord said give it, I give it. So we asked for 100, I gave him 200. And he gave me an ice maker with it. So I got an ice maker and I got a refrigerator that kept the food cold. That thing worked better than the refrigerator I bought at the last place. Much better. It was an older one, an old Frigidaire. Best refrigerator I had in my entire life. Kept everything super ice cold. Best one. And when I left it there for somebody else to have it. So that I can pass that blessing on to somebody else. Which is interesting about that story because, they charge me. We cleaned the refrigerator out nicely for the next person. But, places when you move out, you can leave the place immaculate. And they will still figure out some way to try to take some money off your freaking security deposit. They do. Not saying all places, but because I don't want anybody to be a realtor saying, I don't do that at the end of the day. So that's why I put it out there. Not all people, but some people do that. You can have a slight little small mark that they can easily go in and clean up. And they will charge you $1,000 for that small little mark. That they know darn well they got the supplies and everything to get it done. But anyway, they took $200 out of my, which is interesting because I paid $200 for the refrigerator. $200 out of my security deposit. And I was like, why'd you take $200? They said, because you left the refrigerator unclean. I said, the refrigerator was clean. And second of all, it's my refrigerator. Yep. It's my refrigerator. I showed them the receipts and everything. I bought it. My refrigerator. I bought it. So I left it there for you guys so you can give it to the next person. And you're going to charge me a fee for something that I sat there and paid for out of my own pocket? Yeah, they apologized for it. Apologized and gave me a voucher. Because there were a housing agency that found homes for you. And they gave me a voucher. That's where I was going at. I was going to these places that they help you find a house, rent a house. they get a certain percentage out of the fee when you pay for rent. And the homeowner guarantees them that 100% they're going to be to get somebody in there to rent out their spot. So we're going to take a brush a little thinner than this, get close enough to the area. But anyway, and the guarantee 1% their place is going to get rented out. So we went through that place. It was a pretty nice place, nice homes that we found. But after a while, they didn't have what I wanted because I wanted a certain place and they didn't have it. So I went to another agency and they had some nice homes over there. And they had big homes, the homes I was looking for. That's where I got the house on City Line Avenue over there. And then later on, I didn't even go through an agency because I had rented enough houses. My credit was good. You rent enough houses, you're sure that you're renting houses? Yeah, it's easy for you to get another house. Easy for you to rent another house. Very easy. Very easy to rent one. Because you have a history of renting houses, paying them off on time. That's why, when people are sitting there saying, oh, he wasn't paying his bills. If I wasn't paying my bill, I would have been to rent 4 houses. And these houses were big. Every house got bigger and bigger if that was the case. Because it would have been on my renter's report if I had did that. There's no place I would have gotten to the apartment because it would have been on my renter's report. So again, don't tell lies at the end of the day. You embarrass yourself. God don't like that. God bless us to get all those places. Don't taint his blessing. You've been renting from one agency for a while. You pay your rent on time. It's easy for you to get another house. Easy. So we just upgraded and got a bigger one. But the other house, they used my history on my rentals, and there were several people looking at the house and have it down. I wanted it because it was perfect. It had a nice big backyard and everything, and had a deck on it. It was everything they wanted. It was attached. So, if you want to get a place, I always put up that extra, and that's what I did. I paid them 5 months instead of paying them 3 months. I paid them 5 months up front, and that's it. That's why I told you, at the end of the day, credit is good, but that money speaks volumes. Money speaks volumes. My girl had good credit. My credit was bad at the time, but I made good money. They don't care about no credit. Most places don't care. Credit's not going to pay the bills. It's going to be the money that pays the bills. So if you're trying to get a place and you want it, you pay extra, and that's what I did. I came in and paid extra. I paid 5 months up front, and they took my offer. They said several people were looking at it. Of course they were looking at it. It was a nice place. I said, well, look, here's the deal. I'll give you 5. 5 up front right now. And the guy, he took it. They don't pass that down because everybody else is going to give him 3. So we had not only got that paid off right off, but turn around and didn't have to pay rent for a while. So we took the extra money and bought furniture and things we wanted. That's what it does. At the end of the day, credit don't mean jack. It's about money. That's what it comes down to. It's all about money. That's why I told my friends that anytime you want to rent something out, just pay that little extra. I guarantee you, they won't even look at your credit. Your credit can be horrible. I mean, absolutely train wreck horrible. And they won't even see it if you got money. You're like, what do I care? I'm going to take that money. Because at the end of the day, that money is going to, you know what they do? They do it to pay the rent off on the house, and maybe they mortgage in that house or whatever. That's what they're going to do. I've never used it. I got my credit up better when I was in that house because it was a much bigger place, and I went to some credit union. They were using the payments I was making on that place to beat my credit up, and I still don't even use it. My credit's like 7 something, almost close to 8. I don't use it. I don't even know what the purpose of it is for. You still got to pay with money. I don't get it. Well, you can get it now with credit. Yeah, but I still got to pay with money. You gonna let me pay in credit? All right then, I still got to pay in money. I don't know. I don't get it. For me, I don't get it. But you can get a loan for a bank. Yeah, but I still, at the end of the day, I got to pay with money. That's what it comes down to. I don't get that thing. I think the whole credit thing is a fiasco of nonsense. Or you got to have a certain credit score to get into a place. Yeah, but let me ask you a question. What are you taking? At the end of the day, you're going to take that credit or going to take that money every month? You're going to take the money every month. Then what's the point of me showing you something at the end of the day? Again, I think those policies are put in place to keep people out. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with color. Some places nothing to do with color. It has something to do with whether you have money or not. That's what it comes down to. They want a certain clientele in there. That's what they want. You can go to places at the end of the day. Some people realize that too. People have a lot of money, realize there are places they can't get into, clubs they can't get into because they don't have that status to get into those places. You can make all the money in the world, you still can be denied. You don't have that status. Like now, say it was a place that basically only took in movie stars, and you're a self-made millionaire. You ain't getting in that place. It's only for movie stars only. It's not for you. You can't get in there. See? Certain class can only get in. Only certain classes are welcome. That's what the elitist group, even they have discrimination within their own kind, because if you don't make a certain amount of money, you're frowned upon. Even to us, that's incredible money. But to them, it ain't nothing. $80,000 for a Benz. And they look at that like, oh, you're driving last year's model. Oh, you must be poor. And we're like, what the freak? How much that car costs? 80 grand. You know what I could do with $80,000? And you look at $80,000, it ain't nothing. I should not be hitting those, but I got to basically come over this anyway. We got to do all this all over again. This is just like the primer. This is pretty much what we're doing it. Priming it. We got to do a whole paint job over here with glow in the dark and this, that, and the other. Yeah, it's going to be a splatter effect all over the thing. It's going to be interesting. So we still got to go back over top of it. I just want to get rid of that mailbox look to it, that whole box look to it. But we don't mind hitting the screen. I'm hitting the red. All this has got to be painted again. I was just bored one night and I was like, let's paint something in and get it done. So I just started painting this. If people say one night, I don't leave the office too late sometimes. Depends on what I got to do. Because whatever I got to do, I got to get it done now, because tomorrow I don't know what I'm going to be walking into. It could be something I can't get this done and that can't done. I don't like to be backed up. So, yeah. On the man with me. Thanksgiving's coming up. 2024. Those of you will be around for Thanksgiving for the year 6072. Wonder what that's going to be like in 6072. America has become fully vegetarians. They no longer eat meat anymore. They consider it to be barbaric. Like what? That's why I never want to do a time capsule. I'd be scared to death to come back in the future. You don't know what the freak could be waiting for you. Remember Buck Rogers? Heck, that jerker got froze, fell asleep, and ended up waking up, and Earth was destroyed. And of course, everybody's gone. You know what I mean? They're all gone. Of course, you outlived them all, but came back to a jacked up period. Like, what the freak? Like, you mean to tell me I'm an astronaut? I've been in space dozens and dozens of times. Where do all these people come from? Different alien races and stuff? Like, what the freak? Can you imagine that? You've never seen an alien a day in your life, and you end up getting frozen by accident, and you wake up in the future, and all these alien races exist. That's kind of mind-blowing. First of all, I don't see why he didn't freak out. Because I think I would have freaked out if I saw half that stuff walking around. Buck Rogers. As a matter of fact, it's one of my traditions. So watch Buck Rogers on Thanksgiving. I watch the first episode. That's what I watch. Yep. I'm going to tell you something right now. Hollywood does have a bit of an interesting sense of humor, so to speak. Like, if you ever notice, and don't quote me on this, it's true, every Disney movie has some woman way out of proportion. Tell me I'm not joking here. Tell me. Everybody talks about that. Literally way out of proportion. Built way out of proportion. Everybody knows it. It's supposed to be a kid's movie, by the way. And you're an adult looking at this like, what What the freak? Yeah. Yes, sirree. I met somebody who basically worked at Disney World. I had to ask that question. Is Walt Disney in the castle? Because, you know, it's like an urban legend that he's in the castle on cryostasis. He's being frozen. That he's up there somewhere in the top. I had to ask that question. I knew somebody worked there. Like, no, that's just a rumor. I think he's there. But yeah, you wake up in the future. Futurama? Gee whiz Louise. He woke up in the past. I remember at the time Fry had freaking like, what was it, 50 cents? And his banking account ended up becoming a millionaire because of the interest he collected on 50 cents. Yeah. Everybody's favorite Bender. Bender's programmed to destroy humans, but yet he likes humans. My favorite one out of Futurama was the robot that was always stabbing somebody. Yeah. That with the knife, he was always stabbing somebody. Oh, I forget his name. Roberto. That's his name, Roberto. Roberto was always stabbing somebody. Oh, he's my favorite. I love Roberto. When they got rid of Roberto, he died, man. I was like, that sucks. They should have kept Roberto. Roberto was freaking hilarious. He was always poking somebody. Got my good stabbing hand. Yeah. We can say it that way, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I like Futurama. We got to build a Futurama PC. Sorry about that. If the camera swayed to one side, I do apologize. I don't do the side dishes too much. I'm more like into turkey and the stuffing. That's it. Turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy. If the macaroni's good, depending on who made it. Because you gotta ask who made it when it comes to the macaroni. Now everybody can make macaroni correctly. Some people make macaroni like it's too much. It's like it's water in it. It's soggy. Ugh, my goodness. And you don't swallow it. It goes down your throat by itself. That's nasty macaroni. Or they just make it too hard. Or you feel like you're biting into a box of crackers. Everybody don't make macaroni correctly. You don't. Thank goodness we got people in our family that can make macaroni correctly. Because, man, how do you jack that up? Well, then again, I did see somebody jack up a hoagie one time. All right. So we're getting the knives into the blackness. Into the blackness. Look at this. I love this. The coverage is good. I'm going back up there to get some more. Colors. But I got a PC over there that has to be painted orange. I'm doing an orange PC, baby. An orange PC? And I'm hoping this gives people ideas. I hope people are looking at this and going, gee whiz, you know what? I'm going to get myself some boxes. I'm going to build myself a PC. I would love to see more people do it. Save yourself some money. Build yourself a PC box. I can go with the refined brush and get the red areas. Wish it had some powder blue over there because I couldn't get powder blue for jack. That blue bonnet, kind of hard to get. Certain colors are really hard to get in the apple barrel. They're really hard to get your hands on. That blue bonnet is one of them. Really hard to get your hands on. So we're going to start some of the artwork over there. Once we get the glue gun in, I thought we were going to have our supplies in today, but it looks like it's going to be Wednesday instead. But still, we found black paint, so Laura allowed it to work out. And I was down, it was staring me right in the face when we needed black paint because I need to paint this whole thing black before we started on the rest of the paint job. And sure enough, the Lord blessed us to have it. I just sat right in this chair and I got a funny feeling. Do we have paint in this chair? All right, 'cause I saw some of that splatter out, and I got freaking light cargos on. Oh, but you did get some on the table, and you did. Well, this hoodie's old. I'm gonna get rid of this hoodie anyway. I got a new one coming in. Got a heavyweight coming in. I usually get the heavyweight hoodies, but we had such a warm. It was 80 degrees in November up here. And they was gonna get some snow. Some people ain't a fan of snow. I love snow. I love it. Get some hot cocoa. Go chill out in the snow. It's one of the things I never got a chance to enjoy with an ex. Snow. Every last one of them hated the snow. Couldn't stand it. Especially when I was dating a female from DR. They don't like it. Not saying all of them. I've met some that like snow. But I was friends with them. But nope, don't want to go out and play in the snow, nothing. No snow fights. No snow forts. No snow couch. You gotta build a snow couch, people. You gotta build a snow couch. So where you make yourself a snow couch and take a spray bottle and lightly spray it so it's a little bit hard and sit on it. With your friends, enjoy some hot cocoa. Gotta do a snow couch. Some people go overboard. No, you go overboard. Matter of fact, those are the ones that are basically the best couches that go overboard. They got freaking side chairs and an ottoman and a freaking coffee table. I'm like, what? Got the freaking lanterns out there for the lights and all. They hook it up. Oh, we're gonna have to get underneath this. So I'm thinking about changing the channel's name. We're going to keep the screen paint in there. We're going to keep it in there. But I got to add the cardboard in there somewhere because the cardboard's going to be a thing now. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a part of what we do. Because our cardboard builds. We plan to build a lot of these. So we're going to do cardboard. Oh, I told you about the cardboard projection screen I'm going to build. It's all out of cardboard. It's all out of cardboard. And it has a PC built into it. Yep. I'm going to do those wall PCs setups on the side of it. Why I had a screen painted into it. So the whole entire thing's going to be all screen paint. It's going to be new gaming screen paint. I'm going to design and put it up there. We're not going to use any hard drive. We're going to use the M2 hard drives because again, I want very little coming out. I want them to have very little cables. So that's what we're going to do. And we got one side. We got our overhead up here, getting that done, getting that painted in. Now I told you how these areas are rough like this, how you fix that, rough areas like this. You go get yourself some plastic tubing, cut it down the middle, just glue it in, bam, you're done. That's it. That's all you got to do. Did you believe in me? Oh, the other part's going to come to this one here for that one. And I bet you do. I don't know why they got rid of Ronald McDonald's. I like Ronald McDonald's. I don't know why they got rid of them. I like them. People are freaked out by Ronald McDonald's. I think it was right around that time we had idiots out there in the woods act like clowns, like killer clowns. Yeah. Dummies. What possesses a person to go, you know what? Let's go prank some people. Let's put on a creepy clown outfit. And let's go out and let's terrorize people. Yep, nothing says going to the hospital with a gunshot wound than that nonsense at the end of the day. You don't know what could be going by in the car. Who could be carrying what? You're out there like Bozo the Clown. Out there trying to scare people, run up behind someone's car. Yeah. It's a good way to end up on the wrong side of the fence. How'd you get here? Yeah, you know, I dressed up like a clown and went out in the middle of the woods and decided to scare some random person. And they just happened to be carrying. And all I just saw was the muzzle flash, and next thing you know, I was here. Yeah. Why would you? That's not even common sense at the end of the day. That's just begging for it. Not everybody you jump out. I mean, there are people literally hiding in the park. You saw them on YouTube, hiding in the park, jumping out of the bushes, scaring groups of people. Any one of them could have been carrying something. That'd have been your day, buddy. Your day. People don't think. Life is short, man. You're just short and even shorter. Any one of them could have been carrying something. And that would have been it for you. You know, if you got a hold of somebody who's professional at the end of the day, they probably would have picked the place with a shoot you at. But most people that are scared and nervous are shooting for your chest. You don't want that. Hit that heart, that's the end of it. The scariest part is basically bleeding out before the ambulance get there, because you know the ambulance is coming, but you know you're going to start passing off just because you decided to do something stupid. I remember people were doing that. They considered that, they thought it was funny. Oh, you know. The other thing about it, you didn't meet the right person, and you was in the right neighborhood. Dumb stuff, man. You just got to look at people at the end of the day and go, that's my friend doing. I smacked him right upside his head. Like, what's wrong with you? You think I need to go to another funeral with y'all dumb nonsense in the day? Come on now. There's some weird stuff, man. Coming to people's houses. Oh, there's a guy coming to people's the doorbell cameras. People want to do that dumb nonsense. You don't walk up on somebody's property and stick your face into their doorbell camera trying to scare them. Hope you can run real fast. Because guess what? Smith and West can run a little faster. And 6 or 8 of his friends can follow right along with them. That's stupid. You know, you come in your house and you with your kids and you see some weirdo up on your porch looking in your freaking camera. You're going to do the one thing you're supposed to do to protect your family. So a person coming out that door ain't going to ask you no questions. There's no questions to be asked because you're on their property. I don't know why people do stuff like that. And then they're sitting there shot and up there looking like, well, I didn't know it was going to happen that way. Like what? Like what was going to happen that way? Common sense didn't kick in there anywhere? Like, hey, you know, it's a bad idea. There's a good chance that I might get shot. Gee whiz. I remember they had that clown frenzy. That's why they got rid of a lot of McDonald's. They got rid of them. That's why. Because of the clown frenzy that went on. People dressed up like clowns. Being a clown. You know, people who have weapons got to be careful because somebody jumps off your porch. You can't go out, open fire right out there because they're going to charge you with a charge too also too. Putting other people's lives in danger. You know. But them other idiots, them other clowns were sitting out there in the middle of an open field. There's nobody out there. Dumb things to do, man. And then some of them, I guess they figure they want to play on people's phobias. Yeah, so I got free tickets for a year at Ringling Brothers Circus. Yep. I kicked the crap out of that clown. It was an intention to hurt him. Oh, no, I can't say too much about that. He did deserve it, though. It wasn't intention just to hurt him, not to hurt him. I don't like clowns. I'm not a big fan of clowns. So I warn people that if you jump out at me with a clown suit on, you're going to the hospital. I'm going to beat the crap out of you. Because my reaction is not the reaction you think it's going to be. You think my reaction is going to be, I'm going to scream and run from you. No, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. I'm going to defend myself. That's what I'm supposed to do. And you're going to get hurt pretty bad. I'm going to use full contact on you. My intention is to basically break you in half. You already got me flipped out, so I'm already going to try to hurt you. And I said, don't do that. Warn them ahead of time. So we go to my little ones want to go to the circus. Oh, good gracious. One place I hate the most. Right? We want to go to the circus. So we go to the circus. I'm with my girlfriend, one of the girlfriends I had. She's with me. And I got the little ones with me. And of course, my brother, we get seats right up front. Right up front. Yeah, he got them right up front. Literally. I'm thinking they're going to be in the back. So when, you know, they bring the clowns up and they're jumping out of that little tiny car and doing a little dance. I'm thinking these jokers are going to be freaking like, I'm going to be way up on these nosebleed seats. And I'm not going to see these things coming up. Now we're up front. We are literally up front. So close up front that if an elephant walked by, we could touch it. We were up there. So anyway, here comes this nut job. The rest of them go out. They mind their own business. They do a little dance and all that stuff, you know, what they usually do. And that's the end of that. But this one guy gets out. And he goes right up near the crowd. And I'm already, anxieties are triggering off left and right. And I said, look, my man, can you do me a favor? Can you back up a little bit? I got a phobia of clowns. And you triggered me. So he thinks it's funny. Now, I'm glad the people behind me heard this conversation. And the people that were a little closer next to me heard the conversation, what I said. So he sees my girl. He figures he's going to just intimidate me. Try to embarrass me in front of her. Now, you done already got my temper kicked in. And I already got thoughts of basically breaking your neck from the door because you're too close to me. But I warn you again, and I try to be patient about it. And I ask you again, can you please back up? I got a phobia. You know, you tightening my chest up. I don't like this feeling. And he keep on playing. So that junker lunged at me. That's what he did. And I pushed back. And that triggered me. So next thing you know, I blacked out. I see myself climbing over the railing, and I jumped up and roundhouse and caught him in his neck and took his head off, tried to take his head off. But I took him out. I knocked him out. You know, it's interesting. I just learned that kick. I learned that kick about 2 weeks ago. Anytime my sensei would teach me something, I practiced in class, and I had a gym set up at home. So I can go home and train. And I would train all day, all training until I got it down pat. I practiced that kick. Got a chance to use it too. Kick the daylights out of them. And of course, you know, they don't see the part that what he did. All they see is somebody climbing over the railing and attack him. That's what they saw. So now we got the police over there and all this nonsense going on. And of course, no handcuffs yet. And thank God for the people that were in the back and to the side of me, sat there and vouched for me and said, no, he warned them several times he had a phobia of clowns. And he asked them to move away from him, and the guy was taunting him. He was messing with him. So when they found out about that, I don't know if dude had his job or not, but I do know for a fact that we got tickets for a year. I ain't take them tickets. I handed them right over to my brother and said, look, I ain't going back ever again. That's the worst experience I had. But you can't be doing that nonsense at the end of the day. You don't know how people are going to react. Some people can react in a way where you think they're going to run for you. Some people are going to run for you. They're just going to hurt you because they're defending themselves. They're not going to run for you. You're going to take that battle head on. Because you're not going to be chasing me at the end of the day. Either one of us got to go. And I ain't going to be the one running through the woods screaming my head off. It'll be you screaming your head off running through the woods. So yeah, that situation right there. It is. Got a good job. You got a job. You can go out and entertain kids and stuff and have fun. And you're actually at the circus. You're literally in it. You're a part of it. But let's be a jerk about it. Let's just mess around with people and try to flirt with their girlfriend. And just be a jerk about it. Well, being a jerk got your neck broken, didn't it? Because I heard something crack. I'm pretty sure it wasn't peanuts in his pocket. I even got the horn to make the noise. Yep, he turned his head right when I came up. Caught him across the head. But, again, as I'm older now, I couldn't have handled that situation anyway and whatsoever. Literally couldn't have handled that. He was just asking for it. Some people just ask for it. They just ask for it. There's no way. They just ask for it. You can try at the end of the day. And people are saying, well, you're supposed to be a Christian. Look, even Christians are cool after a while. They do. And that one took it too far. I mean, I didn't feel bad at all. Honestly, I didn't feel bad. He was a jerk. I told him twice to back away from me. I told him what he was doing to me. I have a phobia of clowns. So he asked for it, he got it. That's the way I see it. I told my friend that. She was a little upset. She's like, you did what? She's like, clowns. Like, you did what? Like, yeah, I kicked the daylights out of him. Yeah, took his nose off. Not real nose, his fake nose came off. Could have been worse. Couldn't have kicked him. If I hadn't kicked him, I went at him hand-to-hand combat. He was definitely going to get hurt then. If I kick you at the end of the day, it's to get you to freak away from me. That's what it is. Get you away from me. If you get close to me, yeah, and we do hand-to-hand combat, I'm breaking something on you. You definitely going. You come off better that way. You get kicked one time, that's the end of it. You come in close to somebody, they can throw 9 or 10 hits at you, and all of them can be vital hits, and you can pretty mess up pretty bad. So the kick is much better. Because most people kick you to get you to freak away from them. That's mostly. If they kick you the second time, they're going to jack you up. Their plans are to mess you up pretty bad. If you get kicked the second time, yeah. But most of the time they kick you, like a shuffle kick, or that thrust kick, yeah, it's just to get you to freak away from them. That's pretty much it. But if they throw that first kick, that thrust kick, and they turn around backwards and strike you again, oh yeah, they're trying to mess you up. They definitely trying to mess you up. They're doing combos like that, they're trying to mess you up. But no, just get you to freak away from me. Oh, it's coming out nice. Oh my goodness, this gave me flashbacks. I remember we moved into a house one time and freaking it was this color right here. The whole room was this color. And the rug was oriental print. Yeah, it was oriental print up and I was like, God, I cringe. God, cringe so hard in that room. I was like, God. Man, get me out of here. I'm getting dizzy. I gotta get out of here. I'm getting dizzy. No, I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about when I was in that room. I walked in there, like the room started spinning around. I was like, "What the freak? Who does this?" You really want to get in the minds of people. You ever seen some of them houses they be selling like on Craigslist? Like the house be gorgeous, everything, but when you walk into the freaking bathroom, it's a horror show from the 1970s. Like, gee whiz, everything is pea soup green. The tiles pea soup green. The rug is pea soup green. Like, ugh. Yeah, we got to redo this whole place. I'm going to rip the whole bathroom out and just come in there with a flamethrower and just finish it off. All right, we need something for the bottom because I definitely need to make sure we don't get any paint on this desk. So first we finished the first job of getting this thing coated so we can get this artwork on it. Come with me and you see the world of the imagination. Yeah. I don't go walking around thinking I'm this, that, and the other. I don't. I'm the kind of person just want to be left alone. That's it. Leave me alone. That's it. You know? Don't get me involved in no nonsense. Just leave me alone. I don't even care about that. I just want to be left alone. That's how I like my life. Left alone. But if I have to defend myself, I will. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to basically conflict pain on somebody, knowing that the fact that they're going to be in pain, period, the fact that I actually gave them that pain bothers me. So, when they train you, they kick you the same way you kick somebody else so you can understand the pain that you inflict. So, yeah, you know what it feels like. They let you know what it feels like. I had a sensei that was no nonsense. You did something, even though he was a big gangster at the end of the day, he still had rules you had to follow by. He didn't play around with. You got too high and mighty, you had to fight him. And he didn't play around. You got hurt. I got my nose broken one time because I got into this arrogant mode that, you feel at the end of the day you're above the rest. You're better than everybody else, Ain't nobody going to try to touch you whatsoever. Gotta be careful about that. You're bumping into people far better than you that'll hurt you. See, it's always best to be humble. Always best to walk humble. Respect other people because you never know what you're going to bump into. And you will learn that. So, I got into a little fight and basically went a little too far with it. And it got back to him. And I remember when I came over to see him, he said, we're going to fight. And I'm like, oh, heck no, I'm not fighting you. You lost your mind. I'm not going to fight you. So if you don't fight me, you don't come back to class no more. Yep. In the process, he broke my nose. And I said, so what was all that about? He said, well, I heard what you did. I'm thinking it ain't going to come back to me. It was unnecessary. You could have walked out of that situation. That's a situation you could have walked out of. And you know that you had that person, and you know you could have walked out of that situation. There's one thing about the hood. It always gets back to somebody. No matter what you do, it always gets back to somebody. And that's what it did. I got my nose broken for it. And it's interesting because I still went to class and everything. But mind you, if this was one of those classes where you went to school, and people say, oh, it never happened in my class. Chances are in your class, you're probably paying a contract at the end of the day. And the teacher probably couldn't even teach you everything he wanted to teach you. Because again, if you went to full contact or the training he was supposed to train you in, you would have gotten hurt and you would have complained and then lawsuits would have broke out and blah, 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 blah. There's two different type of fighters. You have the type of fighter that's trained under a classroom and you have another type of fighter that's trained underground. Underground fighters are trained differently. They take a lot of abuse. They'll be hurt. It's more brutal. Because there's no real guidelines in there at the end of the day where basically, you're going to a school, you get a contract and all that stuff. I'm not saying nothing official about their fighting style. Their fighting style, yeah, it's good and all, but it's a different train of fighter when you're a fighter that's trained underground. They're different fighters. So those particular fighters at the end of the day are trained with the more brutal training. If you look at, let's just say, for instance, Van Damme, okay? So Van Damme, how he was training him, there's no school going to train you like that. That brutal, you know what I mean? You have to go to somebody like a private master or whatever at the end of the day. Someone's going to train you on that level where if you did that in official school to somebody, yeah, somebody can sue you for that. They can get sued. So they feel they were hit too hard, or at the end of the day, yeah, can't be, no, no, there's rules, all that. That's why I told my sister, my brother's had one of his sons trained in martial arts. I said, get him out of that school. Get him out of that school, get him a private trainer, underground trainer. That's why. And then on top of that, if you really cool with the sensei, you hang out when you cool with them, they will teach you stuff at the end of the day you are definitely not supposed to know. Because there are certain things that you are not supposed to know until you actually reach that rank. But if you're best friends with the sensei, which happens to be a grandmaster, they will teach you things at the end of the day that you are not supposed to know. Yep. Only a certain rank is supposed to know that. Yeah. And I knew 3 of them. The other one start Tai Chi. I couldn't get it. I could do the Tai Chi. I couldn't do it. The soft style. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was just I mean, he was deadly as I don't know what, but still, it took. So for me, I wanted something right off the bat that could be brutal because I lived in a rough neighborhood, so I needed something right off the bat that I could use. And I don't like that Taekwondo, and I like basically Jiu-Jitsu because basically I like the fact that you could break bones in that process. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, didn't play that game at the end of the day. So basically, if you went back and you got in some fight after class or whatever, there's a chance that you're not gonna get your nose broken. But being trained with a teacher from the streets, yeah, different story. Different story. But he was an interesting guy, man. Taught me respect at the end of the day. Because you know what? One day, me and him we was walking through the neighborhood. We was going somewhere. And he was pointing out people that were trained. And mind you, just because you don't have to be like walking around with this, I don't know how you can say people walk around like that. Some of these people who get into martial arts, some of them. Some people get into drugs. They're still human at the end of the day. They have drug problems, they drink and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they're still fighters. Whether they drink, whether they smoke, whether they're on drugs, they're still professional fighters. They still can hold their own. So keep in mind, you run up on a crackhead and you want to basically he could be a professional fighter, beat the snot out of you, and that's the end of it, and then rob you because he needs it for drugs. So you got to be careful what you walk up on. So I never knew that. So I'm thinking like he's the only one. But mind you, he's a grandmaster. He started training roughly when he was into like maybe I say roughly about 5 or 6. And when I met him, he was in his 60s, and he was still beating the daylights out of people. Young boys fighting them on the street. You know, you run your mouth, you know what I mean? Beat the crap out of you. So that's what he was doing. When I met him, he was beating somebody up. But anyway, I met him with the pit bulls first. But it's interesting because I've been through the streets of North Philly many, many times, and I've seen these people. I never got disrespectful with them, thank God I did not. But basically, I've seen these people. There was a guy on American Street that used to collect cans and crush them. He was crushing them in cans. He was on crack. He was a master in American karate. So he knows these people. They're having conversations back and forth. He said, yeah, that's American karate right there. The Jamaicans on the corner. I walk past them all the time. I used to turn the corner up there by Germantown Avenue. They trained. They're also too in martial arts. I'm like, good gracious. Like half the people, he trained a lot of people. So mind you, you try to become a teacher, you train people. And when you train them, they become grandmasters or whatever, or 8th degree or 9th degree black belts, and they have a school, and then they get a school, and then they get it just keeps processing all along. Nothing you know, you done spent a whole generation of freaking fighters out there. There you go. And they all know you. So that's how I end up finding out that a lot of people and a lot of these old heads are up there, they were actually professional fighters. And I literally could have got my behind whipped if I had basically bumped into one of these guys the wrong way with some kind of high attitude. That's why it pays to be humble. Be very, very humble because you don't know what the freak you're walking into. Yep. I try to treat everybody like they family at the end of the day. Unfortunately, if I have to bump into somebody, I pray that the Lord takes care of it before it escalates. But I've never had any real problems, to tell you the truth, honestly. Nope. So you got to be careful how you treat people because you never know. Now, for instance, now he's not on YouTube too much anymore. He wanted to have a red and he wanted to have a red and blue fight with me, and I'm like, no, no. That wouldn't have gone well at all, period. It just wouldn't have gone well. I definitely would be going to jail because I know myself. I would have basically blanked out, and I usually blank out in fights all the time. And I'm not talking about blank out, like I kind of zone out. I go to somebody's house where basically, yeah, people become different people. And sometimes that's not good. So I ignored it. Like I said, I don't walk on this earth thinking I'm a big bad. I'm not that person at the end of the day. There's plenty of people that can take my life and kill me at the end of the day. I don't consider myself to be that person, but I know how I'm trained. I am trained to defend myself, and I will if I have to. But I pray I don't. I pray that the Lord fights all my battles for me. I'd rather have it that way any day of the week. I got people out there I can be having friends with at the end of the day. We're going to hang out and do stuff and chill. I'd rather have that any day of the week than basically walk around like I'm supposed to be some superior fighter. I don't want to be that person at all. No way whatsoever. I'd rather have a beer with my enemy. I don't drink, but I'd rather have a beer with my enemy and just chill, talk, and just learn to be friends with each other than basically have war. That ain't about that. I've seen enough war and bloodshed in my lifetime living in rough neighborhoods. I've seen too much to tell you the truth. And I'd rather just be friends with my enemies than be enemies at the end of the day. It's too much energy. Hate is way too much energy. It is. It's too much energy. It's so much easier to be friends because you can sit down and chill and be friends, all positive energy comes from that. But to basically constantly want to be at war fighting is horrible. Too much energy goes into it. No good comes out of it at all, period. I gotta get a thinner brush. Thinner brush. You ever heard of the wintergreen? They were PCs that Tiger Direct used to sell. They were good. They were. They come with some pretty good parts. Nowadays it's trash parts, but they came with some really good parts, but they were like very reasonable. They're called Wintergreen. Look it up. Tiger Direct used to have them. Wintergreen PC. I'm curious to see what's going on in those Quest glasses. I wonder if they got that museum in there. That museum was absolutely beautiful. You can walk right through the paintings, and the paintings will come to life. Like you can literally see what they were thinking at the end of the day. There's some pretty interesting ones. There's some new people in there who were doing some pretty crazy stuff. They were basically bringing these virtual worlds that you could walk into and become a part of these virtual worlds. I thought that was pretty awesome. Oh, sorry, we're just doing a little trim up in here. But nope, I am happy just to be in the world I am at right now where I don't have to be that person anymore, and I can be a man of peace. And I like that. 100%. It was never like that at one point. Always raging, always full of hatred, always full of anger and bitterness. That was my life when I was out there in that world. Always full of hatred. Never a day of peace, ever. The devil just kept me raging every single day. Always upset about something. Always anger. Every day. Ulcers and stomachs always hurting. Headaches. Stress. Listening to that one. Peace is much better. Like I told you from the door, I didn't tell you yet. I spoke to my attorneys today. What y'all don't know is, and everybody thought that at the end of the day, oh yeah, he's going to take him to court. Everybody thought he'd take him to court. We're trying to avoid that as much as possible, honestly. I've sued people before. It's not good in any way whatsoever. It's pretty bad. People lose things. Remember, kids suffer in that process too. Everybody suffers. Kids suffers. The wife suffers. They all suffer from it. It's bad. It's a shame you have to go down that road. That's why people try to avoid the lawsuits as much as possible. There's got to be a better way around this one, because more than one person is going to suffer from that. It's everything happens, and I tell you for a reason. And the reason why I tell you everything happens for a reason is because in a few days, We file with the federal courts on this. You have to wait a bit for that. You have to go through this whole approval process to make sure you have enough evidence to even go there. And a few more days, we would have filed. His life would have been over. Those copyrights you hit, they're real. Everybody knows they're real. And it's not a joke. It's very serious. Very, very, very serious. Here we have behind bars for at least over 180 years. There's 2 types of copyrights he hit. So I don't want to see anybody go through the same thing I had to go through when I went through the system. Because it was really bad. It was depressing. It really was. Even though the Lord was with me and watching over me, it was still a bad situation because I was there every day, every single day. And that basically can cause depression and all kinds of stuff. And I thought, I don't want anybody to ever go through. That's why I feel sorry when I see people go out and throw their lives away doing something stupid, committing a crime. They have no idea what's waiting for them. When he hit those, oh man, they have no idea what's waiting for them. How bad it's going to be behind there. See, people have never been in that system. You've never been in the system before. Thank God you have never been in there. But those who have been in there, we know what's going to happen to you in there. We know how bad it's going to be. You can lose your life in a hot second. It don't take long. It don't take long. You look at the wrong person the wrong way. Somebody's in there just doing life or whatever. Yeah. Anything can happen to you in there. Anything can go wrong. A split second, anything can go wrong. Very dangerous place to be in. So, it's not a joke at the end of the day. Young boys want to go out and commit crimes and stuff, and then they find themselves in these situations, in these places at the end of the day, and the reality kicks in. I watched this show, and these young boys got in the adult prison, and they just reality kicks in, broke down and started crying. But you can't cry in here. You can't show them kind of emotions. You can't have no emotions in there. Better not. So, you had the option as a young man to get out there and start your life, go to school, get a good education, get a good job, maybe meet a girlfriend along the way, do something with your life. And it's tough if you're in there watching time pass you by. Everybody out here is enjoying life and you're not. So, you don't want to get involved in that kind of nonsense at the end of the day. So, when you go through a process like that, you don't want other people to go through it because it's like, it's not a process, something I would wish on my worst enemy. And there are people on YouTube right now who want us to follow through and throw them in jail for a very long time because there are people who like to see people suffer. But you think that way at the end of the day, and you'll end up in the same situation. As I said before, your thoughts and things you say could come back and get you easily, very easily. It can be turned around. You can be in the same situation. Be careful what you think. Be careful what you say, because you end up in a situation. Well, look, he's there making biscuits. Taco making biscuits. You making biscuits? What you making? What kind of biscuits you making in there? You're making the biscuits in there. The biscuit Thanksgiving's coming up. Gotta make them biscuits, right? With nobody in there. But anyway, yeah, don't want to see him in jail. We don't. At all, period. I really don't. I have to, unfortunately, we had to sue him. We had to sue him. But we don't want to see him go to jail. So I talked to some of my family members and shared my point of view, and they're not going to file those charges on him because he would have went to jail for those children stalking on their family with the have on their side. They're not. Now, there are Christians over there too. And I said, at the end of the day, we gotta look past this and put this in God's hands. I said, but I still have to go out and sue him. That has to be done. Because again, we can't let him get away with it completely. Something has to be done, but I don't want to see him in jail at all, period. So, if he decides that this is a joke for him at the end of the day, and he feels that, this is all fake, it's another one of his tricks, it doesn't bother me. And you know why? Because God's going to punish you for that. If a Christian is basically giving you the opportunity to try to get out of something so your life can be better, and God sees this Christian doing this, and then turn around and that person continues to do something and he's just still doing that nonsense, yeah, God's going to punish him for it. You don't get away with anything. That's why I explain to people, you don't get away with anything. You don't. God in heaven sees you do everything. You don't get away with that. No. You'll have to pay for it. Either you'll pay for it here or you'll pay for it there, but you will pay for it. So, my point of view, I don't want to see him. I'm glad that he's gone. I'm happy about that. Because again, everything we made, everything we designed, everything we tried to do, this guy was right there saying all kinds of nasty stuff about my business, saying about this, saying about that, saying we're ripping people off. And we weren't ripping people off. We were just trying to basically run a company. And this guy, every time I turned, was doing something dirty to us. So, yeah, it got frustrating sometimes. And then when it got to a point where he was breaking criminal charges, he was stalking us, I said, man, we got to throw this guy in jail. But deep down inside, I'm fighting with two different people. One person says he should be in jail, and the other person says that, we don't want to see him go through that, because if he goes in the system, he may not make it out. Period, he may not make it out of there. If he finds God and he gets his life together, God will make it so that he can get out of that situation. God can make that. He can do that. He did it for me. He could do it. But I can't say what God's going to do. I can't say what God's purpose is going to be, what his plan is going to be. Don't know that. At one point I was ready to accept the fact that maybe I'm going to spend the rest of my life in here, and maybe God just wanted to use me while I was in here to help other people out. I was okay with that 100%. As long as I got a chance to do something for the Lord, to pay him back for what he did for me. But, his plans were outsourced. His plans were to get me out of that situation and get me out here, and so I can basically do his work out here. That's what it was. So, you never know what God's going to plan. We're going to be. But if you fake that nonsense thinking that, I got over on him. No, you didn't get over on me, because I serve God. God knows what you're going to do before you do it, so you don't get over it all, period. Even the devil knows you're doing it, because he's the one that told you to do it. The devil, professional under the bus thrower. Literally, that's what he is. He's a professional under the bus thrower. He will literally tell you to do something really stupid, and then when it pops off, you're like, oh no, I have no idea. He did that himself. That was his own actions at the end of the day. He'll literally throw you on the bus in a hot second. Tell you to do something and then say, you know what? Nope. That was all him. 100%. I try to tell him. I'll throw you under that bus. But yep. So, as a Christian man, I got to try to look the other way. But then as a person who's a human being, I want justice for what he did to me and my family. But do I want to see him go to jail for the rest of his life? No, it's a horrible place to be at. But we do have to sue him, so roughly somewhere around $108,000. No, not 8,000. It's 100,000, something like that in that range, because the CCBs are different. We take him to CCB. He never has to go. He won't go. He won't get jail time. If we take him there at $30,000 for the whole thing, for both cases. And then the defamation lawsuits that'll be coming up, which are going to be between $12,000. We have one going for around, to be roughly around almost $80,000. So no, 100-something thousand. But I'm gonna get the lawyer to see if we can break it down and get it down to small claims court, and we can get it at $12,000. I don't want to see anybody go through that system at all, period. I'm debating what we do with Williams. I'm debating what we do with whatchamacallit's company, Roger. I'm debating what we do. I don't know what whatchamacallit, McAfee. We actually gave him the opportunity, so I don't know about that at all, period. To tell you the truth, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I got to pray on that, see what the Lord tells me what to do. But I don't know about that one. We gave him the opportunity, and he didn't take it, and he should have took that opportunity. All for screen paint. Can you believe that, people? All for screen paint. Life is so short, and people bicker. We bickered over our screen paint. People can't just say, well, no, I defended my company. If I had committed any crimes, I would have had lawyers all over me. I would have been in jail by now. I would have been sued, something. So the fact that there's nothing there on me, not a thing, no. defending my company, which I'm supposed to do. Anybody's supposed to do that. You build a business from the ground up, you got to expect that you're going to have people come against your business. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. You're going to have people try to come across your business, try to make your business look bad. They're going to do it. You know? And you have to be able to defend your company's good name. Big companies go through it all the time. I do miss the whole Genesis and NES wars, man. Good gracious, those were some good ones, man. They didn't do anything unprofessional like to each other. They were just good, freaking old-fashioned. I get back at you, you get back at me wars. Man, I freaking love their freaking commercials, man. People used to say about NEC that by NEC you become an automatic saxophone player. Because that was true. You did have to blow in the cartridges, because I had one. I couldn't get Contra to play for jack, man. Then you had to do that little trick where you actually put another cartridge in with another cartridge to get that to work. I remember going through that. Why in the world was that like that? Like, I never had that problem with Genesis, but I had that with them. But they had good games, too. The NES had really good games on there, too. They had that track and field. That track and field was hilarious. And if you ever get a chance to get your hands on track and field, play that with your family members. You would have a ball with that, man. People were pushing each other to get them to fall off. I had a ball with that, man, track and field. That was my shot. Track and field. You had to jump the hurdles, too. You had the hurdles would come up, you had to jump over them. I remember pushing my brother into a plant, trying to get there before him. Oh, man. I remember that was fun. That track and field was pretty good. And then they came with the duck hunt. Oh my goodness, the duck hunt was freaking beautiful. Those dog would come out. Wah, wah, wah. Get that one that would get away and the dog would come out laughing at you. Yeah, that's when gaming was actually pretty fun. It was actually definitely fun. Duck hunt. At one point you had to pay for a separate and then it started coming packed with it. The duck hunt. The light gun era. Remember the light gun era? So everybody had the light guns. You had Time Crisis. That was another good one in the arcade. And then they brought Time Crisis. PlayStation had Time Crisis. I still got mine with the orange revolver. And then you had House of the Dead. Oh man, by Sega. Man, that was epic. That was definitely epic. House of the Dead. Depending on certain areas that you would hit would actually direct you into other areas. Put you against other different bosses. That was a good House of the Dead 2. Definitely. I got that game. I got the Japanese version. And I got it for $113. I still have the light gun with it too. Yep. And the instructions in Japanese. Reload. Virtual Cop. That was another one that was hot. Virtual Cop. Remember that. Reload. Another one that was a really good one. Die Hard. Die Hard was freaking amazing. The one they called the Christmas music version of Die Hard. That was amazing. PlayStation 1, Die Hard. Now, I had it on GameCube, but the best one was on PlayStation 1. That was another classic right there. That Die Hard was good, man. That Die Hard was really, really freaking good. And I look at the data graphics, are like, ugh. Like Tomb Raider. Everybody fell in love with Tomb Raider when it was on the PlayStation. People were in love with Laura. Everybody had a crush on Tomb Raider. And then you had that Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot was freaking amazing too. I love Crash Bandicoot. Bandicoot. That goofy grin on his face. The Bandicoot was good. I like Crash Bandicoot. Then it came with the Luigi Mansion. Oh my goodness, man. That was good. Luigi's Mansion was freaking really, really good, man. That was really, really good. I did a good job on that one too. Call of Duty. Not the ones you have now. The old ones back in the day. The ones when you played like World War II and World War One. Those are actually, I like those better. I actually like those better than the Call of Duties they have now. I don't like the futuristic weapons. I'm really not a big fan of them. I like the old-fashioned weapons. Why don't they make a Call of Duty Colonial version? How come we don't have that one? That would be so much fun. Colonial version? Oh, that'd be sick. I would love to have a Colonial version. That'd be awesome. That would be sick as I don't know what. You only get like one shot, so you better make it count. Or it's gonna be Pokey City. Yes, sir. But that would be amazing. That's what I like about Assassin's Creed. Oh my goodness, Assassin's Creed. Unity was my shot. I freaking love Unity, man. I was poking everybody. Yeah, I was poking everybody. Time to get the pokey on. Never forget that, man. I used to have people left and right. I barely ever shot anybody on freaking Assassin's Creed. I was just stealth and taking people out. That's the one game that I like stealth on. I did. I usually hate stealth games. I'd rather just go run and gun. But man, Assassin's Creed at the end of the day, man, that was an amazing game for doing stealths on people. You'd be just creeping up on the roof watching them like, yeah, this ain't gonna last long. Boop, boop, boop. Gotta hide the body somewhere. Hide it so the guards don't find it. But I never hit the bodies. I never hit bodies in games. I figured if they catch me, it's gonna take them out. Yeah. Until you get those games where you got like 40 freaking enemies spawn on the board because they find one body, like freaking Hitman. Hitman was another game that I freaking love with Hitman. Because with Hitman, I think was the first one or was the second one? I think it was the first one. When you get like different ways, you're in a hotel, you got to sneak in the hotel. So you basically get this guy, kill him, and take his invite and get inside. I think that's part one. I think it is. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, then you know. But anyway, man, you had so many ways on how you can take people out. You can put poison in their drink or different ways. But then you get that freaking code where you have immortality and you just walk up in there and just, you know what? I'm just gonna kill everybody. Man, they had one where they had the guy was on this he was in this bathtub with these women. He was a mob boss. And you had the option, they threw a toaster in there and they had gone. What's another game like that too? Oh man, Dishonored. Dishonored was really good. Definitely Dishonored was really, really good. The only thing that freaked me about Dishonored was that guy kept coming back, man. He was creepy as I don't know what, man. The one with the black eyes. He just kept coming back like, I gotta talk about something. I'm like, really? Why do you gotta keep coming back? And he had these long conversations. You gotta pierce in them weird looking eyes at the end of the day. Yeah, anything else to do? It's always come back and tell you the most jacked up stuff ever. And then you would fall asleep. You would always wake up to this guy. Every time you fall asleep, once in a while you wake up to this guy. And this guy would take you on these weird jacked up journeys and stuff. And you would just see the most jacked up stuff ever. Like, good gracious. Can I kill him? Is there any way possible we can kill him in the game? He was a freaking nightmare. He freaked me out every time he popped up out of nowhere. I was afraid to go to sleep in that game. I was always popping. And you wake up some weird world at the end of the day. It didn't make any sense where you're at. Yeah. I never did. I might download that game because it's an area I refused to go. And if you know, the place was infested by rats, right? Because I was right around the time with the bubonic plague, black plague, whatever it was, right? And they had this other area that you can go down under the city into the sewer system. I never went down there. Nope, there's just too many rats down there waiting for you. Way too many rats. Okay, we've got this all painted up pretty nice. I'm going to trim it up a little bit. You know what I mean? When it dries, trim it a little bit. And then when we get ready to get everything we need, we're going to go in and we're going to do a whole design with different color glow-in-the-dark paints, which is going to look pretty sick. So we're doing a pat job. We pat it down. We do the pat job with it. That's what we're going to do. Make sure I got all my corners and everything done nicely. Now we're going to have to build the other PC and go in and get ourselves some of that orange paint down there. Because, man, this stuff is pretty good. This stuff has really good coverage on it. Oh, it's a spot I'm missing. I can hear you can't see it, but I can see it. Now the bottom of this right here, we got to make it blinding white. You know why? Because we have to put LED lights underneath it to reflect back. So it has to be blinding white. Blinding white. And it had white down there too. Ooh. I got to do the inside of that freezer box white. I'm going to go down and get 2 of them. That's what I'm going to do. I got the song Time in the Bottle stuck in my head. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. Time travels fast, doesn't it, people? 1 minute, I remember being in my backyard digging a hole at 5 years old, and now I'm 56 years old, painting in a PC. It travels fast. Interesting, I talked to people way back when when I was young and they were older, and they used to say, you know what, buddy? Time travels fast. Sooner or later, you'll be our age, and I am. It's not a bad thing. You have to learn to accept life. That's what it is. You learn to accept it. Some people can't do that. Some people in life are basically trying to slow down life. Can't do that. Can't get plastic surgery and all that stuff and Botox and all that nonsense to try to slow down life. You can't slow it down. Life will still travel, and time will travel the same way it's always traveled. It will not slow it down. That's what I find interesting. My sister came in we had the funeral and she had freaking Botox and all that stuff. She's one of those people that's not aging too gracefully. But anyway, they're at another one. I got 5 sisters. But anyway, so she's not aging too gracefully. And she is all about her looks at the end of the day. And it's interesting how I sit there and she goes through all those procedures to try to fight time. But time doesn't change. Time has been the same way since the beginning of time. It doesn't change no matter what you do or what you think you're doing. It's still processed down. You're not slowing anything down. It's still traveling at the same speed it's always been traveling. We just think in our heads at the end of the day we're slowing it down. Get some plastic surgery, get this done, get that done. We're thinking we're slowing it down, but we're not. It's still traveling the same pace as it always will. That's what people have to realize at the end of the day. You can't slow down time. You can't stop it. It's still going to travel the same pace regardless. Unless you find the fountain of youth and, you happen to become young again, then you kind of reset time right there. But other than that, nah, you're still traveling at the same rate. Because people think at the outer part of your face, you change all of that. But inside, your body's aging. What about the inside? You can change the outside, but what about the inside? It's still aging. Yeah. So again, people are depressed about that. Why be depressed about it? Then and welcome your gray hair and all that stuff. I don't understand how people dye their hair. Why would you do that? Put a chemical in your brain like that. At the end of the day, you never know what that stuff is going to do. Constantly put this chemical in your brain to dye your hair. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to get heavier. It's going to get whiter and whiter and whiter. Just accept it. Enjoy it. I can't wait to get more, to tell you the truth. I'm dyeing my hair. For what? I like my gray. I'm trying to get more gray. Hopefully I'll get more gray if I'm lucky. I'm trying to get more gray. People want to dye it. What do you dye it for? You could dye it all you want. You still want to look old. It don't change anything. People kill me when you see stars do this all the time. They do this. They'll have this really dark chestnut black hair. And their face will look like the dude from the Quaker oatmeal box. Like, come on, you gotta know that doesn't look right. How is your hair that dark? And you look like the dude from the Quaker oatmeal box. Do you own mirrors or anything? If you had a little gray in there, that would look kind of nice. Because that'd kind of go well with your age. But how the freak you basically that age, all of 80 or 60, or whatever, 80 years old, and your hair is dark, absolutely dark? Who are you fooling? See, that's the reason why you need friends like me at the end of the day. Because I am not going to sit there in your face and go, oh, it looks absolutely fantastic. I couldn't care less about your money. I don't care less about your status. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. And if you don't speak to me no more, I don't care. I'm still going to tell you how it is. Can you please take that dye that hair and put it back the way you look? You look horrible. I'm going to tell you right from the door. You look horrible. Those are the best friends you're ever going to have in your entire life. The ones that'll keep it real with you 100%. Those are real friends in the day. The fake ones that weren't going to tell you anything. God, you walk out there, there's nothing in your teeth. Got this huge piece of broccoli staring other people in the face. Your real friends like, nah, dude, you got a piece of broccoli right there in your mouth, right there. Just go right there. Big whole piece of broccoli. Like you bit off half a tree. You got right up in your lip. See? But yeah, you feel sorry for these stars at the end of the day that are dealing with people that are going to be a bunch of yes people. But man, first of all, I would not want to be friends with you, and I'll tell you why. You got too much going on in your world. I would never date a star in a million freaking years. You know why? No peace of mind. The minute you hitch onto one of them, you got paparazzi all over the place. I'm like, who is the new boyfriend? Who's so and so and so? And they'll dig up all kinds of stuff on you to try to figure out who you are. You had any past life, this, that, and the other. They can write something dirty or crazy about you. There's no way in the world. You got something. People say, well, they got money. Pfft, money ain't everything. And then they'll tell you the truth. Peace of mind is more money, worth more money than money. At least you got the option to go outside and sit down and have a hot dog. They can't even do that. They walk outside, they're swarmed with people with cameras all up in their face and taking pictures of this and taking pictures of that. And you get mad and you kick someone's car door. That's just somebody, you out there having an argument with somebody. They kick someone's car door. On the other hand, it's, oh, they're on drugs and they're losing their mind and this, that, and the other and blah, 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 blah. Can you imagine reading that crap in the tabloids about you every single day? Some jacked up stuff that somebody thought of something weird to mess your life up because you're famous? There's no way in the world I would want that. That's why I said, I don't want any famous friends. I don't want your nightmare. I don't. I got freedom to sit there. If I want to cartwheel down the middle of the side of the park, I can do that and be left the freak alone. Well, if you do that nonsense, you're going to have tabloids all over the place. Like, oh, yeah, Britney Spears lost her freaking mind. Cartwheeling down. Yeah, there you go. I bet you when Britney Spears did that dance with the knives, if she was anybody else, if she wasn't famous, nobody would have cared. There you go. Nobody would have cared. Family and friends, that's about as far as it goes, but nobody else would have cared. Now she get out there and she get on camera. Now the whole world, she's a psychopath. She's crazy. She's trying to kill herself. Blah, 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 blah. Gee whiz Louise. Ain't no such thing as a normal person. That doesn't even exist. No, there's no such thing as normal people. That doesn't even exist. You ever meet somebody at a barbecue get together and they said they're normal? Back away slowly. Do not make eye contact because chances are they're nutty as nut can be. Everybody has a little weirdo in them. Some people have too much. But yeah. But anyway, that's what that comes down to. If I basically had a real stressful job, you can't basically get out in the middle of the street with an expensive suit and shoes and, just do jumping jacks and yell and scream up and down the street because someone will thrill to you because they'll think you're crazy. But if you were, and not to say anything wrong about the homeless, but if you were homeless, you got freedom at the end of the day. Because you could be whoever the heck you want to be, and no one will mess with you at all, period. They'll just bypass you. Now, personally, I just get myself a shopping cart and some clothes, and I'll take some money with me, because if I'm going to be out there doing this, I'm going to make sure I'm going to help some people out while I'm doing it. So I can line some people's pockets with some money so they can get some bread or whatever they want, some food or whatever. But at the same time, I can run my shopping cart all up and down the street. I can go dance in the fountain. I can have fun out there, cartwheel, whatever, and have fun. How many people basically want to do that? Just basically in the day, don't care what other people think. Just do a cartwheel, have fun. Some people just like to yell in the middle of Times Square. Something at the end of the day when people want to basically accuse you of being a nut job at the end of the day. But you can't. You know why? Because you got society watching you. That's why. So technically, you're not free. But them, on the other hand, they're free because they can basically chill and relax and just be who they want to be. Now, again, some of them basically have some mental problems. They need some help. But some of the other ones basically, they have money. And they're out there because in the day, they're tired of society. And they're tired of the way they're viewed at by society. And they just want to escape it altogether. And some have a lot of money. More money than you could ever think of. They have more than you. Way more than you have. They're just tired of the game. That's what they are. And that's why they're out there. They're free. So, I would do that. I would basically get me a shopping cart, dress up. Because if I did it in an expensive suit and walked out there and screamed in the middle of the street and did cartwheels and all that stuff and had fun and ran up and down the block, how fast do you think the police would have been out there to 302 my behind? There you go. But if I got a shopping cart and I'm dressed like them, I could run up and down the street, do cartwheels, whatever I want all day long. Now, before some of you take it too far and go, oh, but you're making fun of the homeless. No, because when I'm out there, I'm helping them out. I told you I bring money with me. I always get money. Every time I walk out the door, I always take $20, $30 in my pocket because I never know I'm bumping somebody neat that day. So I always take money with me. But yeah, go out there, help them out, chill with them, hang out with them. Yeah, why not? They're people. What? Because they're different? Because at the end of the day, because they don't look like everybody else? Because that makes them different? Yeah. They're people, just like everybody else. That's another thing you have to be careful too. Because you can very well end up in the same situation. Some people choose to be there, and some people don't. And you could be one that chooses not to be there. Told you about the time we was out there one time. I saw a man step over another man. I didn't like that. He almost got his butt kicked at the end of the day. He almost got his butt kicked. We were out there skateboarding, and this guy wearing a business suit walked over another man. Can you believe that? Stepped over him. Like he was trash. Because you wearing this expensive suit. Yeah, he got it. He didn't get beat up, but yeah, he came close to it. He got cornered by his car by a bunch of skateboarders that didn't share his opinion on how he acted. Yep. He won't do it again, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, he got pushed around a little bit. I didn't push him, but the other guys were pushing around a little bit. Yeah, you gonna walk over another man. That's disgusting. You know, do stuff like that, you could wake up the next day and all your money could be gone. And next thing you know, you got an eviction notice, you're getting kicked out of your place, and they're taking your car, and yeah, you can end up easy, just like that. Just by doing something that you shouldn't have been doing. Life has a way of evening itself out. It really does. It has a way of evening itself out. Sometimes you have to walk a mile in someone's shoes. It's the only way you can learn. Either you walk it here, or you walk an extremely painful wall in the next life. So I'd rather walk it here. Got to go through that. Everybody has to go through something. How you justify things in life, right? Even everything up. And I appreciate that. I'm Bluetoothing this? No, I'm not. Got another brush here to do the top chuck thing. There we go. Yep. Rich man will wake up, think he's going to heaven, he'll be in hell. Poor man will wake up, he'll be in paradise. And so it's about the Bible, the rich man and the poor man. Think you can buy your way into heaven? No, you can't buy your way into heaven. Money doesn't mean anything. How are you going to offer money to God? He has your money. He has everything you have. If it was yours, you could take it with you, right? But you can't take it with you. So it was never yours to begin with. So you're trying to give money to someone who gave you that to begin with. So it was always theirs. It was never yours. That's why you can't buy your way into heaven. Impossible. There are people who actually think that. There are people who actually think that they do enough good enough deeds or whatever, they can buy their way into heaven. And you can't be there. You gotta earn your way into the kingdom of heaven. Can't just buy yourself in. Bum, 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 bum. I got that song, Time in a Bottle. It's in my head. That Muppet one they did was beautiful. I'm curious what a baby sees when they're first born. Like, what do they see in this world? I know they can see things that we can't see. I know that for a fact because they're innocent. That's why their hearts are pure. Their mind is pure. They know no evil at all. Don't even know how to process it at all, period. That's why you watch a movie and you see something involving, of course, the devil in it. And he's trying to take this woman's soul, but he can't. She's pregnant. Can't take it. It's an innocent soul. Can't go near it. Yep. Babies don't have any form of evil thoughts because they don't know. Yep. They don't have it. Unlike us. We know the difference between sin and everything else. Yeah, that's us. We're under judgment. Babies are under judgment. I asked that question one time. Do babies go to hell? And they be like, no, because they got pure hearts. They're pure. That's the 1 second. That's the one part of your life when you're actually pure. You know that. When you're actually pure, you're gonna ask questions when you're a kid, but when you're that's the only time you're pure. That's it. Once you start realizing the difference between right and wrong, that's when it all falls apart. That's why you can't remember anything when you're a baby. You can't remember that life cycle. It's blank. Your mind goes blank. There's nothing there. Because it's not meant for you to know that. You can only know that when you're a baby. And that's it. And afterwards, well, you don't remember anything. Can't remember what you've seen. Can't remember what you heard. You remember little bits and pieces from maybe when you were maybe 2 and 3 years old, but not when you're an infant, you won't. You have no memory of it. All right. This is coming out nicely. Extra nicely. Doing a little touch-up jobs because you got the thin brush. Allows it to do this. I'm sorry if I go off topic from time to time. I do. But I like to talk about the Lord. I do. You know why? Because He's the one that gave me this. He's the one that taught me all this stuff. If it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't know any of this at all, period. Heck, I wouldn't even be here to talk to you right now if it wasn't for Him. He's the one that gave me my life back. When I basically refused to listen to Him, He's the one that gave me my life back. Can you believe that? Disrespected Him on every level you could think of. Even threatened His Christians at the end of the day. Yeah, He loved me enough to allow me to be here to do this. Didn't have to be this way. Could have turned His back on me. Let the devil have his wish. Let me be murdered in the streets. Nope. So I owe Him everything. That's why. That's why I talk about Him. Because if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't be here. Imagine, He knew everything I was going to do before I was going to do it. He knew I was going to get locked up. He knew I was going to go through the system. He knew everything. But He could have changed it to make sure I didn't go through it, but where would I have learned anything? I wouldn't have learned anything. As humans, we're stubborn-minded, thick-headed. We do what we want to do at the end of the day. The only way we learn is we learn from basically brutal punishment. That's how we learn. That's the only way we can learn. If you look at it, we have to go through something really horrifying to learn. You don't believe me? Your mother tells you to do something. You don't listen. What comes if you don't listen? Get your butt kicked at the end of the day. Well, the only way we learn. That's how you have to train your kids. You have to discipline them. Now, some people don't believe in spanking their kids. Bad idea. I'll tell you why. This is why your kids don't have no respect for you. Kids are supposed to fear you. Now, at the end of the day, they're not supposed to think that they're your equal at the end of the day, because they think they're equals. Now you got a problem. Now you got somebody who's going to do whatever they want to do. They're going to become your headache at the end of the day. And somebody else's headache. This is what you have to learn. If you don't teach your kids, the world will teach them. And you don't want the world to teach them. Because you got kids up there that are going to be disrespectful to their mother and talk away to their parents, anything they want, curse them out, whatever. When you get out there in the real world, you're going to bump into somebody that's going to look at it differently. They don't care whether or not if you this, that, and the other. They're not your mother. They're not your father. So that means they're going to treat you far worse at the end of the day. So if you don't discipline your kids, the world will do it for you. You don't want that. I watched a lot of people down through time not follow the rules and let the world discipline them. And some people don't come back after that discipline. It's a nice way of just putting it. They don't come back. So it's best that you train them, get them ready to respect other people. And yeah, they had to be spanked. My mom kicked my butt all the time. I was always doing something destructive at the end of the day. Always. And then turned around, I got tired of getting my butt kicked over and over again. Had enough of it, though. I stayed out of trouble. Way too much. The punishments and all that stuff. Didn't even fear it. And then one day, yeah, I got that butt kicking and 2 months of my summer vacation taken away. Good gracious, that was a bad time for me. I didn't think she was going to do it, too. I didn't think she was going to stick to her guns. No dessert. You know, when you're on punishment, all the good stuff comes up. I can never understand that. When you're not on punishment, nothing happens at all. But the minute you go on punishment, ski trip, ice skating trip, Wild World, all that. I never got a chance to go to Wildwood when I was a kid because I got in trouble. My mom took it away from me. My grandmother came up and took everybody to Wildwood. I never experienced that because my mother stood her ground. But I tell you one thing, after I went through that ordeal the 2 summers, I never got in trouble again. Nope. It's important the child is disciplined. That's why you got kids run up and down the supermarket screaming, yelling, I want what I want. I want what I want. Ah! Knocking things over. Like, and you hear the parent behind it. You need to take a time out. You need to relax. Take a time out. Take a breather. I will get it for you next time. Next time I will buy you. Bribing your kids now? Whew, man. Nowhere in the world. All my mother had to do was look at me. We shut that down. There was none of that running out in the street. No. No. The minute I basically started carrying on, just give me that look. That was the end of that whole conversation. Didn't talk back. Didn't roll my eyes. Nothing. Because I was getting jacked up. Nope, I'm good. That's it. She never had one of her kids run up and down the store screaming and carrying on and knocking things over and having a tantrum. Nope. You either got the daylights kicked out of you for that nonsense. Nope. Yeah. Now look at, I was dating this one girl and her kid did that. Got up and ran down the aisle, started knocking things over. Had a pretty white dress on. Got her dress all dirty and just screaming and yelling. She's sitting there bribing her. Telling her, I'll get it for you the next time. I'll give you 2 boxes next time. 2 boxes. We're going to have like, what the freak? Like, no, I'm not marrying into that. At the end of the day, no. Because somebody's getting cracked for that one. Go pick a switch. Yeah, pick a switch was jacked up too, but still go pick a switch. Yeah, that's the reason why. You're raising a prima donna. You have a hard time controlling that later on. That's going to be your personal nightmare. You have just made a nightmare for yourself. And then you're going to mess around and be up there on Maury and all that nonsense. If that little boy was hitting his mom in the face. Like, really? You going to let him smack you in the face? Okay. Yeah. I'll have to pick you up. I'm definitely going to throw you. I'm not going to aim for the bushes. We're looking for it more like a tree or so. You need to respect at the end of the day. Nope. None of my freaking nieces, any of them, don't talk to me with no respect, disrespect whatsoever, because I'll jack you up. That's all to it. You don't jump on me. You don't climb on me. None of that. If I'm speaking, I speak first. It's not about basically respect. That's what it comes down to. Respect. When adults are talking, you don't speak. The way I came up was when children were meant to be seen and heard. That's where I was raised. But I'm not going to have all that nonsense. Kids cutting you up in the middle of conversations and they got it. No, heck no. What the freak? If we were talking, you have no business in this conversation. We are adults at the end of the day. That's the problem. People treat their kids like little adults at the end of the day. And you wonder why you got these jacked up problems at the end of the day and why you're sitting on Maury or one of them talk shows because you got no control. Especially that whole nanny thing. I watched the episode and I almost lost it watching that. Do you have to hire a nanny? Because your kids are acting up. Now I saw some comic, Nanny something. It's funny. You got to watch it. It's Comedy Central did it about Nanny No. Anyway, you got to hire a nanny to discipline your kids. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to control it. How about you pop them and let them know who's boss at the end of the day? They need that respect level. Because again, if you don't teach it to them, somebody will. When people say, oh, that's child abuse, that's certain child. Man, people been getting cracked with freaking extension cords and freaking paddles and switches for the longest time. Now you see why our generation's better. Our generation's tougher, more disciplined. Because our parents didn't play that nonsense at the end of the day. We'd have got the crap kicked out of us for that. This generation they have now, man, this whole timeout period, they're young adults. Yeah, right. Sorry if I ruffle some feathers in the process, but hey, that's how I feel at the end of the day. If I got kids at the end of the day and they don't know how to respect me, you gonna talk? No. And they be cursing out their parents, telling dirty jokes. Oh my goodness. There's a couple that come on and tell dirty jokes in front of their parents. No. You're not raising kids. You're trying to raise a little adult to try to be your best friend. I am not trying to be your freaking best friend at the end of the day. You have to earn this respect. You saw how Fred Foreman, even though it's a show, Foreman treated his son. You have to earn that respect. It's not given to you. You earn it. Now, your kids and all, your kids at the end of the day, yeah, they're the apple of your eyes. When you reach a certain age, when now you are now a man, at the end of the day, I have to start treating you that way. That's why you get them try you at the end of the day. They want to try you, want to fight you on it. No, no. I would never attempt to ever think about trying my father at the end of the day. He'd have broke me in half. Nope. That's why they try you. And they will. Talking trash, whatever you want. Yeah, you better jack them up because they don't have to learn. I don't get that at all. But I see them talking back to their parents, screaming and yelling at them, doing it, slamming doors and stuff. No. That's why you see kids when they run upstairs, they shut it slowly, quietly. They don't want to bring what's downstairs, upstairs with them. That's why. When they go to scream, they put their face in a pillow and scream in the pillow. Some, but they keep it quiet. Yeah, we was raised the right way. That's how we was raised. We was raised the right way. But all that timeout nonsense, nah. My sister had a son. I told you about. He had a son. He had a habit of walking around with his pants and his butt all hanging out. And we got women here at this family get together, and you walking around like that. And I kept telling his mom, look, get him to pull his pants up. And she's like, well, he's a young adult, blah, 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 blah. All right. I'm going to kick his butt. Because that's what I was doing. I was going to kick him in the private area first. That's what I was going to do. Kick him in his private. But I said, you probably wouldn't have kids later on. So, she'd be ticked off about that, not being a grandmother. So, opportunity always comes calling. We had a family get together. We're all outside. And Dum Dum didn't know what poison oak looked like. But I do. So he had his pants pulled down. He was going to the bathroom, which he should have been doing out in the park. And I just gently took my foot, put it on his back, and pushed him into the tree, private area first. And he just slid down all that poison oak between his legs. I bet you pulled his pants up every day. Yes, he did. Every time. And now he's a grown man with kids and all. He still talk about that and laugh to this day. He keeps his pants pulled up all the time. That was the worst summer of his life. And when his mom called me, she wasn't cursing me out. She was just laughing about it. Like, okay, I just wondering, as long as you had a reason, I'm good. Yeah. Because I told him when I met him, when we got to talking, he got all that fixed and everything down there. I said, man, my first intention was to kick you in your private area. But I just decided that maybe your mother might want grandkids. I'm going to jack you up. Because I asked him twice to do it. Now I got to come ask you again. We're not going to ask you again. Now it's going to get physical. And we got an understanding. That's how they have to learn. Got to get physical with them. I'm not saying beat the crap out of them out there and try to kill them, but I mean, they have to learn some kind of discipline. They have to know respect. I like my PC. I like it. Got the first stage done. Looking like that creepy apartment that was black and white, black and red with carpet, but it's not going to look like this. We're going to change it with some pretty colors on it. We got our fan done, everything real nicely. So that came real nice. Cheap paint. I can't believe that paint was right there the whole time. I didn't see it. Like, what the freak? I'm going like, where did this come from? Where did that come from? Oh, we got to do a freaking, a whatchamacallit job on this. Where's the freaking power supply? It was down here. Oh. Chances are Taco had his face in this. He's always his face in something. Oh, he's over there. My bad. What the freak are you talking about? My face wasn't in nothing. How dare you? How dare you blame me? My bad. Taco. My bad. Oh, look at you and your little tiny baby yawn. Oh, he's so cute. It's my baby. Yeah, I told baby talk to my cat. It's my baby. It's in the desk. My fur baby. Why would I not talk to him? Little fur baby over there. We're going to do a little job like we did over here. We'll do it over here. We're going to do glow in the dark with this too. Well, this might be a bad idea. Didn't we just do the case a few minutes ago? We want to have this thing hand up the case and do this too and jack up the case. We just got finished doing the case. This is not a permanent job. This is just a stage one process. Process with stage one. Let's get this over here first. Bring this over here like so. And then we must move this somewhere where we won't even mess it up any more than it already probably is. Not messed up, but you know what I mean? We thought all these machines over here. Come on. We need some room. So we gotta get to the post office. Don't worry about messing it up. It's good. Got a pen over that anyway. So it's one over there. Yep. Sorry to chew you up, but I'm a deep thinker. I think about all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Yes, sirree. We're gonna do some multiple colors, by the way, and this is gonna be done with the glow in the darks too. But I do want to give a little bit of attitude while we're at it. Just a little attitude, nothing much. Just a little attitude. Time in a bottle. Yeah, go prepare. Oh, and like the battery's kind of dying. Battery's always dying. I'm constantly killing my battery off. Like there's no tomorrow. Like literally always killing my battery off. Oh, I got a lot in that one. That was way too much. Way too much. Just tapping the edges. Whoop, whoop. Give a nice little edge to it. Woo. I'll have to do a dry one here, but I can't get it too much on the dry brush. Brush has to be extra dry. Some people ain't even looking forward to Thanksgiving, to tell you the truth. And you gotta be bumping the family members you just don't like at the end of the day. Like, oh my goodness, they showed up, really? Oh man, really? I don't want to be dealing with them right now. You know you're gonna have to deal with them, right? And those of you at the end of the day that y'all all get along, y'all freaking lucky as I don't know what. You're super lucky. All right, my family, we got some problems with people. I think everybody has families like that where you just don't get along with everybody, you know? Oh, man. I try not to I don't hold hatred toward people at the end of the day, you know? But if I don't want to be bothered with you, I don't have to be bothered with you, you know? That's how I have to see it. If you hate that person, then yeah, you're wrong on that one. God don't like it when you do that. But if you don't want to be bothered with that person, you don't have to be bothered with that person. Don't mean you hating them, you just don't want to be bothered with them. Some people don't want to be dealing with somebody's nonsense in the day. So nothing wrong with that, you know? Just as long as you don't hate them. Because, if you hate people, guess what happens? God can't forgive you. God can only forgive people who don't hate other people. If you hate people at the end of the day, God can't forgive you. Can't forgive your sins. How you going to forgive your sins for hating on somebody when you can't forgive somebody else? So how does that work? How is he going to be able to forgive you? He can't forgive you. Only way you're going to get forgiveness from God is you have to forgive others. That's how it works. So I don't have no hatred for my family members as well as I had problems with. I just basically at the end of the day just keep my distance and I pray for them. That's all you can do. Are we trying to paint the whole thing? No. We're just trying to do we're doing a little brush stroke with it. That's basically about it. It's not about paint, it's about highlights. Get them highlights in there. Remember, highlights were big, and you had a lot of the older ones walking around these blonde street highlights trying to look young. Accept your age and love it. I love people who accept their gray hair and love it. That's a person who doesn't want to fight with time. Just accept time. If you try to fight it, it's just going to get worse. It's going to age you even faster. Even faster. That's what it's going to do. And you're going to do more to try to fight it. And it's going to age you even faster. Just go gracefully. Because you're still going to go. No matter what. No matter what you try. No matter what you try to do. Remember, they came with some dumb scientists, came with some dumb nonsense talking about how you figured out a way how to get everlasting life. Yeah, you really want that, right? You want to torture that immortality nonsense. First of all, you can't get it. It's not going to happen. It's not meant to be. The person who holds the keys to death and life is God. So that's not going to happen. Ever. So forget that one. I love how God is merciful. He like just allows us to humor ourselves on stuff like this. But that's nothing not gonna happen. Who is it? The guy who made he found the new Twilight Zone. He found a genie, and he was a doctor. He was a doctor. He found the genie in the weirdest place ever, in a soda machine. Literally in the soda machine. It was a genie in the soda machine. You know, to go get a drink. Somebody just died. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't take it anymore. Went out to get a soda. And when he went to pop the soda, his genie popped out. For first, he thought he was losing his mind at the end of the day because he'd been under a lot of stress. It was a real genie. And the guy was like, "I'll give you 3 wishes." He was looking at him like, wait. This can't be real. You're a genie? He said, "Yeah, I'm the real deal." He says, "It's not part of your wish. I'm going to show you something." Snapped his finger, and all these women popped up out of nowhere. He said, "I told you." He said, "Don't believe me?" Snapped his finger again. All this gold was around him. He said, "Yeah, I'm a genie." He said, "I thought you guys were really trapped in the bottle." He said, "Yeah, it depends on where the user puts us at sometimes." Actually, wasn't a good genie. He was a bad one. He's the one that actually was mischief. He's full of mischief. Some are evil, and some actually are full of mischief. He was one of the ones full of mischief. So, what happened was he said, "What do you want? Tell me. I'll grant it for you. Anything you want." And he says, "You know what? I wish death didn't exist anymore." That's what he asked for. So then all of a sudden, he's sitting there, and everything's nice and quiet. And they get a cold blue, and there's people running all over the place. And these people from the fire department, the building had collapsed and they fell through, and they were burned really bad. Matter of fact, they were dead, but they were actually still alive because death didn't exist. And therefore, since death didn't exist, you would suffer in pain forever because you couldn't die. And that's what it is. They would have called it. If they came in, they would have called it. They would have died already. But no, they couldn't die because of his wish. Yeah. Gave him what he wanted. That's what he asked for. And that's what he gave him. So, yeah. He was one that basically he was about tricks. So later on, as he got to unwishing that one, because that's what they do to get out of their situation faster, they'll give you a wish that you will regret. So that way you ask for another wish, and then you are now to wish one. You got one wish left to get rid of you as fast as possible. Hopefully curse you in the process, because it's fun for them at the end of the day. They like doing that kind of stuff. But anyway, he went to go look him up and found him, and he was a really, really, really bad one. He found a really bad one, and basically he had one final wish. And the thing about it was, you can't basically say, "I don't want to wish," and you have to, because again, it releases him. So, same thing they always say, "I wish I never met you." And he never met him, so it never happened. And everything he said never happened. So all the wishes went away. And that was it. That's how he got rid of them. So that's like, I remember watching something on TV about a guy who was a math professor, and he was trying to figure out this really hard, complicated problem. He just couldn't figure it out. It was driving him crazy. So he's in there late at night, and he's working on this math problem. And he says, "I would give my soul to the devil if I can basically solve this." And guess who popped up? The devil did. And he was like, "Hello, excuse me." He said, "You called?" And the guy was like, "Who are you?" And the guy said, "What do you think I am?" His shirt was changing. Like, you see his shirt changing, like 10,000 condemned every day. Something like that. He had this crazy t-shirts that were going off. He says, "I'm the devil. You called for me, right? You just signed you signed a contract." He said, "Signed a contract?" He said, "When did I sign a contract?" He said, "When you called on me, you signed the contract." Literally that fast. I told you, words are powerful, and they'll use it against you. So the guy said, "Wait, you know what? I'm a guy of fun and games, and I haven't been humored in a long time. You seem a man of great knowledge, because I've been watching you for a very long time, and I'm just interested in how smart you really are, because you figure, we wanted a challenge." So he said, "You name something that I can't do." And the devil explained to him that I can travel light years to the beginning of time, to the end of time. I can go where I want. I can travel the Milky Ways. I can go before the Milky Ways. And he's just going on and explaining exactly how far he goes back. He said, "Now, You name something that I can't do. And the guy turned around and smiled and said, get lost. You can't get lost. He's been everywhere. He got mad. He took off. Yep, I never forget that. It was an old show that came on. There was a show that came on, and it just popped. It came up on a like it had the old CBS shows that would come on. Yeah, he told him to get lost. He had to leave because he can't get lost. He can't get lost. He's been everywhere. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That stayed in my head since I was a kid. You know that crazy how some things you can watch can impact you. Look at him over there. What you doing over there? What you doing over there? Oh, you got the mouth wide open. You got the mouth wide open. You smelling something? That's what they do when their mouth opens up like that because they're allowing more sense, the sense to go through. I don't know what it is. Like they taste that way and they smell that way with their mouth wide open sometimes when they do that. That's when they sniff your mouth. They go, they taste it. All right, people. We got all this assembled. We still got that to build over there. And I got to go over and get some orange paint now because now that orange paint we got is not going to be enough. I literally killed that thing off painting that over there. So we definitely got to do that. So we definitely got to pick up another one. Definitely going to do that. Yeah, it was Hangover. Hangover, they were singing the song Time in a Bottle. Yeah, that's the song. But I heard the Muppets version of the Muppets. Oh, man, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that was from The Hangover. They were singing the song. It was like, what, you think I can't be married? Kind of don't give off that impression that you're married. It's a beautiful song. Oh, it's just gonna have to go on the dark paint on it. We get that looking nice and spiffy. Oh, nice and spiffy. Taco, nice and spiffy. What do you think about spiffy? Because I don't even know what you're talking about sometimes. I really don't. Yeah, me and my cat, we have conversations. That's right, Taco. We have conversations, right? Like you were talking about your spiffy taco. Taco. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like, oh, please, really? Get that camera out of my face. Give me a look up like, get that camera out of my face. How dare you put that thing in my face? All right. Well, this is going to be multiple colors. Blue, green, red, all is going to be, and we're going to do a glow in the dark in here. All this is going to be different colors of glow in the dark. This is just basically just a job we got behind the job. But this right here is going to have all different kinds of glow in the dark. I ordered all the paint to make all that stuff glow in the dark. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful job. This is just a first stage of all the painting and all that stuff. First stage of it, people. First stage. Look how we got this one looking nice and icy right there. Extra icy. Ice, baby. Yep. But we're going to go back and we're going to get some white paint to finish the inside of the freezer unit, which has to be all white in there. And we need the orange to finish this guy over here. But you have to figure out what theme you're going to be at the end of the day. We don't know. So yeah, this PC thing we're building here is going to be a thing now. So I'm definitely going to be building more of these, and I'm going to be getting a shop. So we can basically display these in the shop, and they're going to have our screen paint products pressed onto cardboard. As a matter of fact, I got a cardboard screen right there. I got a box right there. I'm going to convert it to a projection screen, a gaming screen, and hook it up to that one over there. Yep. So I like that whole wall projection, wall PC. I'm gonna put a screen in it. Definitely gonna put a screen. So yeah, I'm seeing these. Look how messy my desk is now. It's beautiful. I love when the desk is messy. I'm gonna do a wall PC setup. I'm gonna put a PC in RetroPie there, and then we're basically gonna put in our screen, paint our screen in, so we can game with everything all in one. So let me show you what the wall ones look like if you haven't seen them. Where's the mouse at? Here we go. Let's do wall PC. This right here, people, is what we're going to be building soon. You will love this. This is going to be amazing. If you've seen these already, you know what I'm talking about, but this is going to be freaking sick. So we're going to be putting together one of these. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Do, 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 do. We're building that. That's called a wall PC. So basically, it's all attached to the wall. But ours is going to be a little different. Because ours, on the other hand, is going to be made out of cardboard. And that means since we make the screen paint, we can literally install the screen with everything involved with it. So we're going to attach that to a giant screen. What we need for the screen itself to stand out. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a LED tracer light around it. Everything's going to have a Tron trace light all through it. And then we're going to put a tracer around the screen. I definitely want to do the chasers on that because I think that would be pretty sick. Oh, we should do a we can do a we could do some of it like a circuit board. That'd be sick. A circuit board would be pretty cool. And see, they're doing both. They're doing the hard drive too. They got the hard drive up there too. What concerns me is the hard drive is laying flat to it. And it's laying flat to it because it needs to breathe on the opposite side. That's why I have mine flipped over and get the fans on top of it. That freaks me out to have the hard drive like that. We definitely have to flip it over and put a fan in there. But yeah, we're going to build something just like that. And we're going to have it a little bigger. And we're going to basically put in our own screen on top of that. That's what I'm going to project going to work on. Definitely going to do that one. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for coming in here for PC Talk. I don't know what we're going to call it right now. We're still trying to figure out a name for the other company. I can't. Lord, let me know how to do it. But yeah, it's going to involve chatting, talking, having fun, the whole 9 yards. All goes well, we'll get a chat server in so people can talk about things you want to do. Because I know at the end of the day you want to talk about things, and I got no problem with that. I really don't. I just don't want to deal with people that act like they're going to be carrying on and acting up and cursing people out. No, I don't want to be dealing with that nonsense. I really don't. I'm trying to do something positive. I'm trying to build something positive, and I don't feel like dealing with the negative nonsense. You know what I mean? I just don't. I want to build something nice for everybody. I just don't want to deal with the negative that goes along with it. So hopefully one day I'll be the chance to talk to people because I really would like to hear your opinions. I really would. It's just, unfortunately, we had to deal with people that were just really nasty on the channel. All right, people. Be safe out there, okay? And God bless.